r/am I the arsehole just got worse. Hello you gorgeous donuts. People have been writing in their problems to the subreddit r/am I the arsehole, and today we're going to react to some of the worst of them. I feel like this month they've just been took up a notch. Later on in this video there is one that will take your breath away, so stay tuned. Kids walked in on us, wife mad. Straight to the point there, just trying to, you know, sum it up in as minimal characters as possible. I rate it, fella. Our 6-year-old twin boys walked in on me giving oral to my wife. Be a bit more specific next time. And yelled, "Ooh, daddy's kissing mommy's butt." And out of surprise and shock, and I quickly said, no, I'm checking to see if there are bugs on mommy's butt. Get out. Bugs? Bugs in mommy's butt? That's the first thing you thought of? And they did. I don't know why I said that, but they've kept randomly saying daddy was looking for bugs in mommy's butt. But randomly, like in front of friends or family, and my wife is pissed. Am I the arsehole? Okay, there's an edit, but I feel like we need to react to this prior. You just know that the kids are repeating this everywhere they go. Like every new person that they meet, they're gonna go, "Oh, hi stranger, do you know that me mum's got bugs in her butt?" "Oh, how'd you know that?" "Oh, you see, daddy was inspecting, daddy was looking into mum's butt to see if there was bugs there." This is, I don't know why you said that. To be fair, like, I'm trying to think what I would say. Like, right, let me just put myself in this situation, okay? Yeah, I didn't think this one through, did I? So there's a butt here, obviously. Oh shit, the kids. Oh, don't worry, I'm just looking for dirt. Yeah, I feel like bugs is actually better than what I could come up with now. I've you know, reenacted that, obviously. The variables are different, stress levels were different, so it's not really an accurate kind of test, but I'm just saying. I don't feel like it is the worst thing you could have said. It's just not that great that your wife, everyone now thinks that she's got worms or something, but your children are only 6. But I feel like every single time they say it to an adult, I would have to kind of say, oh, we were, you know, they caught us doing it. Like, I would have to, I feel like it's less embarrassing just telling people, yeah, we were just doing it, than saying that, you know, your wife's got bugs in her butt. So as long as you're there to clarify each time, I don't think it makes you the arsehole. There is one arsehole in this story, and it's bugless. Tell your sons that mommy doesn't like talking about her butt in front of people, so please don't do that. That also teaches them empathy and respect and boundaries. Oh, we've got an absolute saint in the chat. That is the perfect response, actually. Just cut it off at the source, and then I feel like you need to tell the kids, like, she doesn't actually have bugs, you know, after we checked it out. She's all clean. But don't mention that to other people, because how would you feel if your butt was getting discussed in front of other people? Like, imagine if I told all your friends at school that you've got bugs in your butt. You wouldn't really like it, would you? So imagine how Mammy feels when you tell her friends, yeah. See? Then you're teaching them about, like, how to see things from other people's point of views, which is, like, one of the best traits that you can have as someone, because obviously it just leads to having empathy for people. I feel like that is the best way to go about this. This is such a good comment. Like, I don't feel like, you know, you are the arsehole, but I feel like, you know, your wife is definitely valid for feeling a little bit upset that everybody thinks that there's bugs in her butt. It's just the fact it's bugs. Like, what bugs? Imagine if you did have bugs in your butt. Oh, just loads of ants crawling in there and just kind of cohabit. Oh. Edit. Thanks for the comments. Yes, looking back, locking the door would have been the best. We normally do, but I think this time we were just a bit too preoccupied to think about anything else. I figured telling my wife a vast majority feel I'm not the arsehole and showed her proof, i.e. this post. And now she's a bit upset for airing out our business. I can never win. Okay, now you're kind of playing the victim card a little bit here. Like, I think, again, she's well within our rights to feel a little bit weird that you've posted this on an Am I the Arsehole thread. Even if you have, you know, hid your identity, I still feel like she's valid in feeling like, yeah, why did you ask other people's business? Like, this is between us. Now, everybody on the internet knows that I've got bugs in me butt. So can you see why I'm a little bit angry here? Can we just stop talking about the bugs in my butt that are not there? Again, the neighbours must think, like, what goes on in this guy's room? This is just an unfortunate situation that, from now on, just make sure you lock the door, okay? Like, I really want to know if this sticks with the kids. Like, are they going to grow up and just this will always stick in their mind that their mum has bugs in her butt? Oh, it's such a funny, like, sentence, but also kind of, you know, I hope the wife is okay. Like, we don't have a name for her. I hope she's doing okay. You're not the arsehole here. Nobody's the arsehole, but people are valid in how they feel. Am I the arsehole for getting a new nurse fired for accusing me of having an affair with my father? Sorry. Hey, Reddit. Hello. I am a hospital social worker at a small hospital. My dad is one of the ER day shift charging nurses. A few weeks ago, I was in the ER trying to figure out placement for an elderly patient. When I was leaving, I had a chat with my dad in the hallway. Before I left, he gave me a hug and told me not to be late for dinner. I joked about how I'm going to order the most expensive steak on the menu since it's his turn to pay. I am a 27 female. My dad is a 51-year-old male. Okay. All good so far. There was a new nurse at the nurses' station nearby. Pretty much everyone knows that he's my dad. I hadn't spoken with this new nurse much though, and she didn't know. Apparently she thought my dad and I were having an affair based off what she heard or saw. She knew my dad's married to my mom, who brings him lunch sometimes. She immediately began gossiping to some of the other staff that my dad is having an affair with the hospital social worker, aka me. Not Hermione. You. One older nurse that I've known for a long time immediately came to tell me I don't think she liked this new nurse very much. I guess no one decided to tell her that he's my dad. I hate gossipers. I don't know what it is about nurses, but I swear to God, some of them really love to spread rumours. I decided to not take it up with her, and I just went straight to HR. We were both asked to come to HR after our shift was over, along with my dad, or husband, according to the nurse. Now again, the HR lady knew that he's my father. When the new nurse came in, she was asked to explain, and she said that she thinks it's terrible that we would so blatantly have an affair. And she was shocked because she thought my dad seemed like a nice guy. My dad then decided to speak up and explain that I'm his child. The new nurse was mortified and apologised profusely. The HR lady asked me and my dad to leave. They had a meeting with the unit manager, and it was decided that the new nurse would be fired immediately because she was still in her 90-day probationary period. Oh shit. My mum thinks I'm a jerk and I should have just brought it up to the nurse instead of bringing it to HR when I knew she would probably get fired. I think my mum is so sympathetic because she stalked the woman's Facebook and she's a single mum or whatever. What are they? Single mom or whatever. You know what? Oh, God. I think I was right to get her fired because the hospital doesn't need a bunch of nurses sitting on their asses gossiping instead of doing their jobs. My dad is embarrassed and feels awkward about the whole thing. It's not the first time someone has thought that I was dating my dad. We aren't weird or anything, but it happens. Does it? Anyhow, am I the arsehole? Okay. This is a very interesting, very layered one. First off, right, the new nurse is, if she did think that you were having an affair with this older guy and she knew this older guy was married, okay, she could possibly have said it to someone and be like, oh, by the way, like, are them two shagging? Like, you know, I saw that he's, you know, his wife came in. I just want to check that there's no funny business here. I don't feel like that's bad asking someone else, because I think if you don't know the person that is cheating, it would feel a little bit awkward to ask them, even though that is probably the best thing to do and just attack it at the source. But the way that this person is giving off the vibes as if they were like gossiping behind her back, like she was like talking to everyone and kind of slagging her off for it. But surely, did none of these nurses who know that that is, you know, her dad, did none of them just say, oh, that's her dad, like, obviously they're not cheating? Like, why did none of the other nurses say anything? I also think if this is the case, that she was gossiping to loads of people, this is, like, obviously a really serious accusation, and it's a little bit, like, poisonous, in my opinion. Like, it's almost like she's new here, and she's trying to kind of disrupt the overall vibe of everything. Like, it almost seems like she doesn't really want to know the truth. She's just kind of here for the drama a little bit. It's also interesting that she said that some of the other nurses don't like this person, so this gives me the vibe that like the other nurses have kind of figured out that this person could be a little bit toxic, the new nurse. Now, is it right that she went straight to HR without confronting this person? I mean, if she felt the most comfortable doing this, then I guess she's valid in feeling that. And also, she's kind of just mirroring the behaviour of the new nurse. Like, the new nurse didn't come straight to her, so why should she go straight to her if she doesn't want to? I do think that if this went further and, you know, it wasn't taken to HR, like, these rumours would only spread, and it could actually have ended up really bad for the dad and for the person that is writing this post. Like, imagine people who don't even know them find out, and then it just becomes even more of a big thing, and one of them could have got sacked, like, if people didn't actually know the context here. Now, when it comes to the actual new nurse getting sacked, like, it's definitely, you know, it's definitely a cutthroat approach. It's never nice to see people obviously lose their jobs, and she's saying she's a single mother and stuff like that. Like, I feel like this person who was writing the post has zero empathy towards this person, obviously, because she feels like she's out to get her. Let me know what you think. Like, do do you think she should have been sacked on the spot? Because, you know, losing your income, you've got children to support. It's obviously not nice, but then you shouldn't have been making up rumours in the first place without any context. What are people saying in the comments to this? Not the arsehole. She didn't just misunderstand. She gossiped about a serious accusation without knowing the facts. In a professional setting, that's unacceptable. You went through the right channels. Her being on probation or a single mom doesn't excuse this behaviour. That is very true. Like, it doesn't matter if she's a mom of 1 kid, no kids, 10 kids. It doesn't excuse the behaviour. I understand that. I'm not saying that's the reason why she shouldn't be sacked. I'm just saying it's not very nice the impact it's going to have on our children. But again, I know that the two are totally different. I didn't mean it in terms of not getting us sacked. I want to make that clear. Not the arsehole. I doubt this was the only reason she was fired. See, I kind of agree with this one, because automatically, like, a lot of the nurses don't like this person and she's brand new and she's gossiping. When somebody is of this mindset and can infect the entire group with their kind of, you know, like, negativity, it really brings down everybody and it can turn people against each other. Like, this is what this nurse seems to kind of been trying to accomplish here. It's the worst type of person that tries to turn other people against other people so then they can become the only friend of that person. It's just, you know, it just disrupts the whole group. So I imagine, you know, they've kind of took this into account with everything else she's done, and this why she's been sacked. So arguably, I would say that you're not the arsehole. Oh my god, the headline of this one. Am I the arsehole for not entertaining a girl who thinks I got her pregnant from f***ing? Is that a thing? I mean, that would be a superpower. Imagine just like there, bang, sperm. Actually, probably wouldn't. You know, you just get a, you know, some sort of like SA case straight away. That's not. It's not really a brandable superhero, is it? Oh, watch out for SA, man. More of a villain, if anything. Anyway, don't know how we got into that. I, 21 male, went on like 2 dates with this girl, 18 female. First date was alright, but I wasn't really feeling her. I tried to end it with a kiss, and she told me she didn't know how to kiss. That turned into me trying to teach her how to kiss, and honestly, I should have known she was a bit too young for me right there. Yeah, probably, mate. You know, if your date is like, sorry, I just don't know how to kiss. And she is like 3 years younger than you. Not that it's a bad thing if you don't know how to kiss, but when she is already like 18 years old and you're 21, you know, like 3 years isn't a long time in a relationship, but when it's around this age, it is quite big. When you're like 26 and 29, because you're both just adults at that point. But 18, 21, yeah, you probably should have saw the, you know, the time to stop there. I decided to give it one more shot. Of course you did. Second date, we went to the movies. She decided she wanted to help me out. I finished, cleaned up, then helped her out. That was it. No anything beyond that. I thought it was mutual that we weren't super into each other because neither of us reached out after. What? You're not super into each other? You've just bloody helped each other out at the back of the cinema. If anything, I'd say you're really into each other. On the second date? In the cinema? Oh yeah, we're not really feeling each other. I mean, yeah, we'll help each other out at the back of the cinema, but you know, we're not close or anything. A few days ago, she texts me saying her period is 3 weeks late and she's really scared. She even sent me articles saying pregnancy can happen from if there's somehow sperm involved. I told her to calm down, that it is super unlikely. 1, my hands didn't even touch my sperm, and 2, can it survive that long? And that's what I told her. Okay, we've got the sperm doctor here. I kind of left it at that. I thought it was pretty funny that she actually thinks that she's pregnant. Now she keeps blowing up my phone, and honestly, I've started to ignore her. My friends think it's funny, but also say it's kind of messed up I'm ignoring her while she's scared. I try to reassure her I don't know what else I could do. Am I the arsehole? First off, okay, just so we're all on the same page, you can't become pregnant from fingering. Right, it's just impossible. I've never heard of that happening. I've never heard people being like, yeah, we're really trying for a baby right now, you know. Oh god, he's got his fingers out every night, he does, our Barry. Also, just side note, isn't that such a weird thing that when people say they're trying for a baby, that's just them admitting that they're having loads of shagging? It's just like a posh way to say, yeah, we're just shagging every night. Now that's, you know, sorted, this is unlikely. Now, if what you say is true and you didn't do anything else, then you are not the father. But if you know that you're not the father, and she's clearly scared, you know, her period's late, she might have slept with someone else, right? We don't know this, and that could be why her period's late, she could be pregnant. It's such a tough one because I personally feel like I would want to be there for them because, you know, I don't like anybody being alone and scared, and, you know, like, I'd want to be on the other end of the phone so that if they need to message me, like, yeah, like, literally we've been intimate with each other. I know it wasn't, you know, sleeping, but still, like, she will be feeling really alone right now and really scared, unless, you know, again, I don't want to, you know, this to be believable, but is she lying because she wants to get in contact? There's so little context here. We have got an update that we're going to read out, so don't worry, we have got a little bit more context. But I don't think you're necessarily the arsehole, but I do think that, you know, you could be a bit better for being there for her. But then if you guys aren't talking, like if you've agreed that you aren't going to talk and this is the first message in weeks, such a strange one, this one. Exactly why said is so important. He isn't wrong. It could be hypothetically possible to get pregnant if someone had active sperm on their fingers and inserted it while a person was fertile. Oh wait, am I actually the idiot here? People are saying sperm can live for 3 to 5 days in the right circumstances. It's highly unlikely, but yes. I mean, that is what I'm kind of saying. When I said that you can't get pregnant off fingers, I imagined that there was no, you know, on his fingers. This is such a weird one. If it's just straight up, right, you can't get pregnant from that. At least I hope not. What? I took the most popular piece of advice from the original post, and that was to have her take a pregnancy. I decided to text her back. I apologised for ignoring her. We met up. I bought her 2 pregnancy tests. She took them inside the bathroom of the pharmacy we bought them from. I waited outside the bathroom and let her do her thing. After she was done, she asked me to come inside, and we waited for the results. Don't come inside! Oh, that's gonna blow it. Sorry, that's disgusting. Mine's in the gutter. Right, I was like, whoa, that's gonna mess everything up. Now we're waiting for the results. It's almost been 10 minutes and the test is still blank. Wait, you're like live tweeting this? It's almost like a football game. Like, oh yeah, chance for Manchester United. Oh, it went in. Have you just said, oh, can I just take 2 secs? I've just got to update the Reddit post, love, that you clearly don't know about. She's looking at the test, wondering why there's no results. And then she's like, I think I took it wrong. I asked what she meant because how do you take a pregnancy test wrong? And she said she forgot to take the white cap off the part you pee on, I guess. This is why education is so important. Like, firstly, this person is thinking the fingers thing, and then she didn't take the packaging off the little I don't even know what to say to this. She told me she didn't have to pee anymore and she would just take them when she got home. I said okay, and I drove her home. 2 hours later, she sent me pictures, and just like I expected, they both came back negative. I responded with, oh, okay, good, and she liked the message, so I think we're on the same page about not communicating anymore. So yeah, she's not pregnant. Okay, are you sure that she's not pregnant? I would need to witness that the cap was off. Like, that's all I'm saying here. It is kind of wild that, you know, she didn't take the cap off and then she was like, oh, it's alright, I'll just drink some water and then next time I'll just make sure to take that off next time. But again, she is, you know, she's young, she's 18. Like, this relationship was doomed from the start. First off, she didn't know how to kiss, and this made you uncomfortable, and for some reason you decided to have a second date. Then you decided to help each other out at the back of the cinema. She thinks she's pregnant, and now she doesn't even know how to take a pregnancy. This is just so many red flags that used to probably just aren't compatible for each other. But this still doesn't really answer the question of why her period was 3 weeks late. So I really hope that she is, you know, kind of, you know, I hope she gets to the bottom of that, because if she's not pregnant, surely something else is going on here. One thing I will say as well, fella, let this be, you know, a lesson. Don't f people at the back of the cinema. Nothing good can come from it. Okay. Am I the arsehole for not being attracted to my girlfriend's body? Oh, okay. Right, let's just get a sec, just stretching for this one. So me and my girlfriend have been dating for almost 3 years. We have fun together and we really care about each other. Just trying to soften the blow here. I will say that she's the first thin person I've ever been with. She's flat, petite, and pretty short. Hey mate, what's your favourite thing about your girlfriend? Me? Well, if you're asking me, I'd probably say the fact that she's like really flat, petite, and short. They're my 3 favourite features about her. Most of the girls I've been with have been on the bigger side. In the good places. Oh, mate. In the good places. What does that mean? And I've always been a fan of, well, a bigger chest size. This all started when me and my girlfriend were watching Netflix a few nights ago, and she randomly asked if I was okay with her having a flat chest. She's always been insecure about not having boobs. That's why I've decided to write an entire Reddit thread on the fact that she doesn't have any. I asked why she was curious about this, and she told me she noticed that I never really had anything to say about her chest, and that day she had been trying on lingerie and none of the ones she tried on fit her in the chest region. That kind of put her back mental funk where she thinks she's not attractive if she doesn't have a certain figure. She said she was just curious. I told her I had to be honest and said that I'm not attracted to her chest size and that I actually prefer bigger boobs. Okay, before we say anything, let's just read the rest. It's not a turn off having a smaller size, but not a turn on. If I'm being honest, that's why I usually prefer she faces away from me during it. course. God, I need to invest in a crucifix for this setup so I can just show it to the camera whenever there's someone that is possessed by the devil. She was quiet for a while and she said that she was going to go home since she had work in the morning. She texted me later on that night and told me what I said hurt her a little. She said we've been dating for a while and I've never brought this up and that she feels like I've lied to her. I told her I didn't know what to tell her and that I was just being honest. Brackets. I was. Out of all of the Am I the Arsehole videos we've done, this is the worst initial post. Like, I can't even wrap my head around how bad what you've said is. First off, the way that you've described your girlfriend, it's like you don't even really like her. Like, you've not mentioned anything nice about her. You've said that you really care for each other, just to kind of soften the blow of what you were going to say. I knew that what you were going to say was going to be awful because you'd, like, spent the first couple of lines just saying, we actually do like each other. I knew it was going to be terrible, but I didn't expect this. Now, clearly, like, when you were watching Netflix and she asked you the question, like, do you like my chest? Like, do you find it attractive? And you said she feels insecure about this. Clearly, this is one of her biggest insecurities, and she probably has had this on her mind for weeks, months, years, however long you've been together. She's probably, like, if you've never complimented, how she looks in a certain dress and, that specific area, she's going to think that you don't actually like it. So her asking you this right now is her just looking for a little bit of reassurance in the relationship that, you find her really attractive. And you've took this opportunity to be like, well, actually, being honest, I actually prefer bigger boobs. Like, how do you think that is going to make her feel? Like, I get from your point of view, in your own mind, you don't think you're being nasty because you're not lying to her and you want to play all your cards out on the table. But you can still compliment her. And it's the fact that you know that she's insecure about not having boobs, in your own word, and the fact that you've kind of just played into this insecurity even more here. Like, she'll already have this kind of, standard she feels like she needs to fit because of Instagram, TikTok, influencers in general. She'll feel like kind of inadequate to them, and then she'll even feel inadequate in her own relationship because her partner doesn't even like her body. Like, imagine how that would make you feel. And I hope she doesn't, like, change her body because of this. Like, if she wants to do it for her own confidence, fair play, go for it. But I hope it's not because this is what this guy wants, because I just don't think that these are compatible. I just don't think that this is the guy for her. Now, the plot even thickens even further when the person that wrote this entire thread was asked in the comments, did you actually tell her this is why you face away during sex, or is that you just describing it to us? And he responded saying, I did tell her that, and it's got minus 3.6 downvotes. He actually said that to her. Like, thinking it is bad enough and, like, acting on it is bad enough, but saying that, you shouldn't be praised for being honest here. This is just horrible. Like, you actually said to your partner, yeah, I physically can't face your boobs during intercourse because, like, it's just a turn. Like, I'm actually shocked. This is your girlfriend? Very rarely on this channel am I speechless. I'm speechless right now. It's been a few hours. I thought I should explain myself a bit more. I don't know where to write this, so I'll put it here for now. I'll say this first. I didn't expect for this post to blow up. I mainly posted to get validation and just events since I'm not able to IRL. I've been reading through the replies, and the more I read, the more it started to hit me. I mainly started to realise the magnitude of what I did when there were people that started to agree with me. What? When people started saying that my girlfriend should have expected this type of honesty, light bulbs started to click in my head. I didn't expect there would be people that agreed with me. I didn't see a single person that agreed with you. I saw someone that agreed that you should have a preference. But why are you, like, just highlighting these posts? He basically goes on to say, I'll say that I wrote everything while I was tired and frustrated. I'm aware I screwed up. I'm very much aware. I already texted my girlfriend that I wanted to talk with her when she's ready to. I'm going to apologize to her in person and talk this out. I came to realize that my honesty can be toxic to the point where it hurts people I care about. I want to work on this moving forward. Since I know people are going to ask, yes, I'm debating about breaking up with her, mainly for her sake. I know this guy is the person that wrote this, but everything that he's wrote is from his point of view, obviously, right? Like, he's writing it, but there's not a single thing, not a single ounce of, not even a sentence about, oh, this is how she would feel about this. Everything is just like, how does he feel? Me doing this, what impact does this have on me? Should I break up with her? Like, you're not even considering what all of these actions would have on her, like the effect it has on her at all. And this is someone that you just don't really want to be in a relationship with. I know it comes back to him saying about, you know, chest size and stuff, and we're kind of getting away from the point here and getting a lot deeper. But just all of the traits that this guy is giving out here, I just don't think is that positive. Am I overreacted here? That's a different type of Reddit video. Let me know, Donut. Am I the arsehole for embarrassing my husband for saying I baby trapped him? What? How could you do such a thing? To put it bluntly, me and my husband had a surprise baby while we were young. I was on long-term birth control at the time, implant in arm, and had to have it removed after we found out I was pregnant. Last week we were out for dinner with friends, and he was making jokes and slipped in about he thinks I baby trapped him. No reason for it, nothing to back up this crazy accusation. Never mentioned it before, but I guess drunk words are sober thoughts. Our friends obviously looked a bit shocked and uncomfortable, especially when they saw my face. Why would you say this, brother? I asked my husband what the heck he was on about, and he was saying how it was weird that we'd been sleeping together for 4 years, and then I randomly got pregnant. Oh, he's not even joking. If he was joking, it would already be a bit weird. But the fact that he's actually, like, you know, backing this up, he's definitely been thinking about this. I responded by asking him a flurry of questions like, oh, did I baby trap you for your money? He and his family were broke, mine as well off. And did I baby trap you for your house? We lived in one of my parents' properties at the time. Did I baby trap you for your cars? He didn't have a license at that point. He didn't respond, and then our friends changed the subject. He's been giving me basically the silent treatment ever since. Only one word answers, and only when I speak to him. Can you imagine being the friends here? You'd be like, whoa, where did you grow these yourself? I've seen these trees on the nature channel. They're lovely, aren't they? Oh, they're green, them. Is that green? That's green. By the way, since having our first, we have been married for 3 years, bought a house with my deposit, and had 2 more children. This completely caught me by surprise, but he seems really quite upset by this. I know it was cruel to embarrass him, but a common phrase in my area is don't dish it out if you can't take it. Am I the arsehole? We do have an edit as well, but before we, you know, cover that, I just want to give my opinion on this. If he said this is a joke and you constantly joke about this and you're both comfortable with this joke, I would be like, okay, maybe you have overreacted. But clearly this is the first time he said this, and he's brought this up in front of friends as well, and he actually meant it. He genuinely tried to back it up with, like, you know, a statement as well. So no wonder you got your back up. Like, no wonder you felt like you were backed into a corner and you wanted to respond. The fact that you've mentioned all of these things, like, you didn't drive, it was your car, your deposit, your family's well off. Like, clearly this guy, you know, didn't have much financially when you got together, so this wasn't the reason that you're with him. It very much seems like you're the breadwinner in this relationship, and it's almost like you feel like this guy has been living off you. So for him to say that you baby trapped him, clearly this has touched a nerve, which it should. That's just such a horrible thing to say. Like, it's almost like, oh yeah, well, I didn't even want to have, like, this child. Like, she did this on purpose, so, you know, just so I couldn't, like, drive all of my 10 cars away from her. This almost seems like he just doesn't appreciate, like, how lucky he is, like, how good he's got it. Like, you know, you have it good as well. Like, your family have helped you out quite a lot, but, you know, he's not even, you know, like, blood related to your family, and, you know, they're still letting him stay in one of your parents' properties for free. This guy has got it pretty sweet. Edit: we are 25, we have been together for 10 years and married for 3. We had our first when we were 19. Our relationship has been happy and healthy. I absolutely adore our family of 5 plus 2 fur babies, and we have supported each other through major life events over the past decade. The friends we were with are relatively new ones and are obviously not going to know about our first child's surprise conception. I am 100% sure my husband doesn't genuinely think I baby trapped him. I think it was just a very poor joke where I was the punchline, and I opened my mouth before I had time to think. I have apologised for embarrassing him with my response, and he has of course apologised for his inappropriate joke. He has clarified to our friends. Thank you for your opinions, tips and advice. Yeah, I feel like this is something that has been bubbling on the surface without you two kind of addressing it. Like, clearly he's had this thought process that, you know, he was too good for you, so you had to baby trap him, and then he's kind of made it into a joke, and it's just terrible joke. But also, you've definitely had on your mind that you've kind of babied this guy as well a little bit by taking care of him, because for you to just straight away come out with all of this must have been, like, on your mind at one point. It just seems like a little bit of a toxic vibe here. Like, you are both trying to embarrass each other in front of, like, friends. Like, you know, this is definitely a strange one. I feel like that's why they've put the edit saying that they're really happy and they're not a toxic relationship, because I imagine the comments comments are saying this. Like, there's loads of good responses people have put here. Like, someone said, if anything, he trapped you. OP needs to give him a pat on the ass and tell him, if nothing else, at least you're pretty. Like, obviously, like, things like that would have been dead funny to say, but I don't necessarily think. I just think they've both kind of reacted badly here, and they seem like they've, you know, patched it up. I don't think it makes either of you an arsehole. I just think you have weird crack. I don't think I'd want to go on a double date with you two. Anyway, Donuts, I hope you've enjoyed this video. These are some of my favourite videos to do. I actually do have a question for you. Like, I have been contemplating in my mind, like, starting like an actual separate Reddit channel for videos on Am I the Arsehole, different Reddit threads, and also having like a show where we'll have like you submitting your own, possibly have its own Reddit, possibly have like you doing phone calls, like where you do like a pre-recorded like voice message talking about like an issue you want solved from me or want advice on, more likely. Let me know in the comments, because I genuinely am considering this, but I just need to know if this would be something that you would want. But yeah, if you want to watch more videos of me doing Am I the Arseholes and different Reddit videos in general, I've got an entire series of them now, so go and binge watch them. Do it. You can have them on in the background while you're on your phone or whatever it is. They're just great videos to have on. And thanks again, Donuts, for dedicating the time to watch us. I always do appreciate it.
Kirkham, baby!